Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a skyscraper for all of your city building needs. If you hang around until the end of the video, I'll be showing you another version of this skyscraper that you can use to help fill out your city, and a couple of variations and different ways that we can keep this one design fresh so that we can get a lot of mileage out of it for our cities. Stay tuned until the end. This is the amount of space required to make your skyscraper. Feel free to make this grid in your world if you do feel as though it will help you out. And here are all of the materials that you will need to complete the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Step 1. If you have made the grid, come all the way over to the front left hand corner of it. And then extend inwards diagonally 1, 2. This is the starting position. Begin by placing 4 smooth quartz on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. And join down to the ground. Once again, extend that third block to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. And extend down to the ground. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, extend down to the ground, and just once more, 1, 2, 3, and extend down to the ground. Perfect. So, what we want to do from here is we want to extend the last corner block, the last third block that we extended down to the ground, we want to extend it backwards by 3. 1, 2, 3, and join it down to the ground. And we want to do this an equal amount of times as we did on the front of the build. So in total we will want to do this 4 times so that we have 4 sets of windows on the side just as we have on the front. And we will also want to have the exact same thing extending across the back as well. So we want to keep repeating this window pattern. We simply extend to the right, or actually, yeah, in this case, to the right by 3 and extend down. And then we want to do the exact same thing to connect back to the front of our build as well. So we will repeat this pattern once more until we have joined all the way back to the front. So this is the base of our skyscraper. I'm going to recommend digging underneath and in between the windows. The reason being is because it's just a little bit easier to do this before we place the glass, and we don't want to have grass underneath the glass. It just doesn't look as good as it could. So it's up to you what you want to place in exchange for the grass, but I'm just going to go with smooth quartz. You could go with a contrast material if you liked, say grey concrete, light grey concrete. Something like that would actually look nice as well, but I'm going for a very, very simple look. We also want to fill the windows in with glass. I am personally going for light blue glass block. If you like, you can use any colour of glass, and you can also use any colour of paint if you like as well. It just so happens that I really am trying to go for the minimalistic, just smooth, blocked skyscraper. Like, I just really want it to just look nice and blocky and simple, and I think that even using glass pane kind of changes that dynamic a little bit, so I'm just sticking to this. The next thing we're going to do is grab some smooth quartz slabs, and we are going to mark out the entrance. The entrance is whichever side you would like at this moment in time, and we simply want to place smooth quartz slabs across the 2 center windows on any given side and destroy the 2 center rows of glass, and that gives us an entrance in and out of the skyscraper. So the last thing that I'm going to do with this particular level is I am going to dig out the floor of the skyscraper and replace it with the floor material. I am actually a little bit torn on this one myself. I don't know whether to use chiseled quartz block, which I do have in my inventory right now, or whether to go for a simpler material or a warmer material like oak planks. Oak planks would 100% look good, but I don't know whether I want to kind of have a modern vibe. So just because I have it right now, I'm using chiseled quartz, but this could easily change in the future. There's something about the color palette of quartz, blue, and oak that really does just go together in my mind. And you might have a similar palette in your own mind, and you might think that, say, birch planks looks really, really good with this color combination, or, you know, black stone bricks, whatever it might be. I would do what you personally like. So, now that we have done this, we should also add some smooth stone around the base. So, just so that our skyscraper doesn't look kind of just out in the middle of nowhere, so that it is ready to be integrated into my city. Because of course the skyscraper isn't going to just be in this position forever. I'm just going to dig a couple of rows around the base, and I'm going to add some smooth stone. The reason that I'm using smooth stone in particular is because I use smooth stone for all of my pavements, so it's a nice, safe material for me to use, and it's just going to help kind of like outline the base of this. But of course, if you use a different flooring material, so maybe like grey concrete or light grey concrete or stone bricks or whatever it is you might be using for your pavements, then you'll probably want to use that. And it also depends where you're building this. You do of course want this to blend into wherever this may be being built, but there we go. This is the base of the skyscraper. We do also have to fill the top of this in as well, so whatever floor material of choice you want to use, that's up to you. Of course, I'm using the chiseled quartz because I've kind of established that this is what I want to use for the floors of the skyscraper, of course, subject to change. But you're going to want to use whatever you would like. And I think I am also going to test out the oak planks a little bit later as well, just to see how I feel about it. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the base of the skyscraper 100% fully completed. All we have to do from this point is we have to determine how tall we want this thing to be. So, we simply have to repeat the base of the skyscraper, that particular portion of the video, as many times as we are happy. So, I would personally recommend that your skyscraper has an odd number of floors. I don't know why, it just seems to be better for building. So to determine that, you're just going to have to keep adding floors and floors and floors until you are happy with the height, as you can see is happening on the screen right now. So once you are happy with the amount of main floors that your skyscraper has, for instance, mine only has 7, it's a little bit on the smaller side, but that's okay, we can always build different heights and variations of this particular skyscraper. Well, once you are happy, we now want to come all the way up to the very top of the skyscraper, come all the way up to the top left-hand corner specifically. You want to count right 1, 2, 3, and then inwards 1, 2, 3. From this point, we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz extending up, extend right 1, 2, 3, and then down. Extend right from the top, 1, 2, 3, and then down. And now we want to start extending backwards, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, down. Repeat this extending across the back, and we will also want to repeat this extending towards the front as well. And once we have done that, you'll notice that we have an additional tiny little floor. If you want to call it a floor, I don't count this in the actual main floors. We have pretty much the exact same thing that we have down below, just a little bit smaller to kind of help create a spire. So we want to fill the windows in just the same using our light blue glass. And once we have all of these window spaces filled in, we want to fill the top of this in. I'm going to use smooth quartz block instead of the usual chiseled quartz. Then, for the next step, we want to grab our smooth quartz again, and we want to find the center of this particular part of the build, extend it up using a smooth quartz, and place smooth quartz all the way around it, like this, to give us a 3x3 square. Add an additional layer of quartz on top. Finally, extend the center block up once more again, and then place 2 end rods on top of each other, and that will give us a kind of nice finishing point for our skyscraper. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, you have actually completed it in doing that. And just before we end the video, I am going to show you another version of this skyscraper to show you how you might want to customize it. Or not, it's up to you. So, as you can see, I have constructed another skyscraper for you. This is pretty much the exact same as the previous one, just with a couple of key differences. The first of which, the most notable, you might be able to tell that it's a different colour. I decided to turn it grey concrete. I think that it looks really good in grey. I do prefer the smooth quartz, but when we're building a city, variation is key. So when it comes to filling in mass amounts of the city, it really does help just to have a couple of buildings that, even if they're the same, you can just make them a little bit different and you get that fresh new feel. This one is a little bit taller. It has 11 main floors as opposed to 7, and I think that this is a good height. Of course you can make it taller or smaller, but 11 I think is a nice medium. You may have noticed that the spire, the upper part of the skyscraper, I have chose to remain smooth quartz, and I think that that is a good choice. I really like how it makes it stand out. The interior floors for the grey skyscraper are, I think, almost mandatorily chiseled quartz block, only because it helps to contrast against the dark grey so much better. But in the original tower, I have changed the chiseled quartz into oak planks. Now, if I'm honest with you, it doesn't make too much of a difference on the outside, but it does definitely feel warmer on the inside, so that's kinda cool, I guess. And that's it. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the little bell next to the subscription button. I'll ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. And if you do like the look of the world that I have been building in, I don't know how much of it you have managed to see, Stream City is available to download, Java Edition only, for all of my channel members. If you are a channel member and you're unaware of this, or if you would like to become one for this perk, channel members are provided a brand new fresh download link for Stream City every single time it is updated. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.